Welcome to Turn to Your Doom, a Choose Your Own Adventure book podcast where it's just a couple little guys read a Choose Your Own Adventure book, mostly about another little guy, just doing things. With me today, it's someone who's just a girl. It's Faith.
Hi, just a little lady in a big
Oh, by the way, I
world.
did find that TikTok for that sound that we like a lot.
Yes.
So I did find
Oh yeah,
it.
you shared it with me. Yes.
Yeah, so today we're reading The Third Planet from Altair by Edward Packard and illustrated by Paul Granger. This is number 7. Also, it says it has 38 possible endings, which means this gonna have no coherent, nothing coherent's gonna happen in this one.
This could be a buck wild. This one's gonna go off the rails.
So this book is how many pages? Well, okay, this book is 116 pages.
There's 38 endings.
38 endings is like a solid third, I want to say.
Damn.
No, like a fifth. Like, there's so many. No, there's going to be no coherence in this one.
We're going to die a lot in this one. I feel it.
Yeah, but, just from the look of the cover, a lot's going to happen, I guess. But yeah, so, for many years, astronomers had tried to detect messages from life in outer space. Finally, an observatory atop of Mauna Kea in Hawaii. These symbols were recorded.
Ow! I've seen that place. Also, who wrote this one?
Edward Packard.
Okay, it was Edward.
Yeah.
I believe I've seen that observatory before. I spotted it across the volcano.
Oh, I didn't say what year this came out. This was first published in November 1980.
Ooh, so it's an early one.
Yeah, it's the 7th one.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
It's really... Maybe that's why this one's so all over the place.
Yeah. Their source was found to be the third planet from Altair, a yellow-white star 16 light-years away from Earth. Scientists everywhere agreed that the symbols, which were repeated continuously every few minutes, were certainly have to be sent by intelligent beings, but they were unable to agree upon their meaning. You are one of the crew of the 4 aboard Spaceship Aloha. You and your companions have been chosen to journey to Altair, to seek whomever or whatever is sending messages. You hope to travel the vast distances only in a few weeks instead of hundreds of thousands of years by making use of time-contracting technology. All systems operated perfectly as you blasted off and accelerated past Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn and into interstellar space. Now, 2 weeks later, you're standing on the bridge, watching in the rearview display screen. The sun had diminished in size and brightness so that it now looks like an ordinary star. With you now are Captain Bud Stanton, veteran astronaut, Professor Henry Pickens, cosmologist, and Dr. Nira Vivaldi, an anthropologist specializing in interspecies communication. Turn to page 4. Okay, real quick. So, let's say you, Faith.
Yes, me.
For some reason, you're an anthropologist.
Uh-huh.
For whatever reason. Okay. And this is the first contact we've had with space, with outside of human.
Yeah.
Could you say that you specialize in interspecies communication? Are you only, is it only intelligent life, or are you also doing, are you an expert in, talking to cats, dogs, and insects and stuff?
God, I wish. Fuck.
But how can you be an expert in interspecies, communication, unless you're talking about animals at this point in time?
I know. That would be, you know what? That would be my guess, is that you probably put together, some kind of sample based on Earth, various ways that creatures on Earth can speak to.
Maybe? I just don't... just don't think you can be an expert. I don't...
You're based on my expertise, I think that the aliens communicate like bats. And then you get the fucking Arrival aliens. You're like, God damn it.
Which I have not watched Arrival.
It's a great movie.
Or Annihilation.
Also a great movie. Very different
Yeah.
tones. For that matter. Two great sci-fi movies.
I have watched Contact, though.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah?
Yeah, two great movies about contacts with aliens beyond our basic understanding, but two very different tones for both The Arrival and Annihilation.
Could you put those on the list?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and I also need to put...
Oh, there's a couple of cosmic horror ones.
Oh, okay, I remember.
Okay.
I'll wait for the instructions and Pandora.
Yeah, I wasn't going to watch the second one because it sounded like a bottle episode, and those make me so nervous. I don't like it when there's only one set and they're just stuck.
Yeah, that is the whole...
I can't do it. But I just don't think you can call yourself, like... I think you can call yourself a theoretical interspecies thing.
Exactly.
Not an expert.
There should be a theoretical.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like you're...
No,
I feel
100% agree.
Yeah. I feel like you're just fluffing up your resume a little bit on that one.
You're like, it's not theoretical. I talk to my cat all the time, and he understands me. We have in-depth conversations.
Suddenly, the space around the ship is filled with flickering light. You glance at the captain. He is rigid, as if he was frozen. Sparks dance around the computer. Your body begins to tingle. Pickens is leaning over the sensor data display screen, shivering as if he had a severe chill. We must be passing through an antimatter storm, he says. We must be passing through an antimatter storm, he says with a shaky voice. Fortunately, it's a mild one. Mild? Perhaps, you say. But look at the captain. He looks paralyzed.
Yeah, buddy. That's not good.
I think we should turn back, Dr. Vivaldi says. We are not equipped to handle this, especially without the captain. I think we're through the worst of it, Pickens says. I'm sure the captain would want us to continue our mission. Your decision will break the deadlock. If you allow the Aloha to continue on the course to Altair, turn to page 6. If you instruct the computer to change your course, turn to page 8.
You can change... Sorry, what was the other?
You can either continue or be a little baby back bitch.
Oh, okay.
Change your course.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Let's keep trucking.
Ooh, let's keep trucking then, I guess.
This is now an interstellar trucking book. We're now delivering an order of Rasarone.
Proceed. Use hyperspeed evasion, you tell the computer. The Aloha shudders as it streaks through space. Pickens takes the captain to his cabin. You begin to feel normal again. The Aloha has passed safely through the storm, but signals from the third planet can no longer be detected. The captain will recover, Pickens informs you a short while later. But I do not think we have seen our last antimatter storm. The following days pass uneventfully. The sun star Altair grows so brightly that you can no longer look at it directly. You've already entered its solar system, and as you approach the third planet, a blue-green sphere that looks a lot like Earth, except the strangely symmetrical band of white clouds orbiting the planets far above the surface. The third planet has 3 small moons, one of which sensor reports to be covered totally in water. The water moon is orbiting, and the orbiting clouds are such unusual phenomenon that you are inclined to investigate them before attempting to enter the planet's atmosphere. If you want to investigate the water moon, turn to page 9. If you want to investigate the clouds orbiting the planet, turn to page 10.
Water moon.
I'm not done yet.
Oh.
There's the third one.
Ah!
If you head directly for the third planet, turn to page 13.
No,
it's water moon. I know that.
Water moon.
Someone doesn't have a bad case of hating deep bodies of water that clearly want to kill you, but you know.
Whatever. I mean, I don't like the ocean, but that's because it smells.
Okay, well, I hate it because it wants to actively kill me, but you know, plotting my murder at all points. It has both an undertow and an overtow. Fucking hell! God damn, this is Choice-orama. The Aloha changes course, approaching the water moon. It glides down through the heavy gray clouds that hides most of its surface. Suddenly you can see the ocean below. It is swept by enormous waves that look like snow-covered mountains that are constantly forming and collapsing.
Ooh.
The winds are strong and there's no land to stop the waves from building higher and higher, Pickens explains. The captain returns to the bridge and apparently recovered. He takes one look at the waves and says, "Let's get out of here. Set course for the third planet." The Aloha responds. Within a few hours, you are looking at the new world. What? Okay. What? Why? Why'd you go to the planet if he wasn't going to let you explore it at all?
Yeah, what the fuck?
fuck?
I hate this guy. I wish he was back to being frozen with fear or something else.
Antimatter.
Yeah.
Or something. The Aloha responds, and within a few hours, you're looking down on a brand new world of blue oceans and green forests. The computer reports that the atmosphere of the third planet is a lightweight, non-toxic gas. You'll be able to breathe just like the air on Earth.
Yeah.
The captain asks for you to embark on the Signet 1, one of the ship's two-seater space shuttles, to search for signs of intelligent life. You have the choice of taking with you Pickens, Dr. Vivaldi, or Blue Nose, an underwater robot. So, if you choose Pickens, turn to page 14. If you choose Vivaldi, turn to page 15. And if you choose a robot, turn to page 16.
And we're specifically supposed to be looking for intelligent life.
Yeah.
So I'm taking Vivaldi because they're the one that can supposedly...
The person who lied? The person who lied on their resume?
Yeah, supposedly. But whited out the theoretical part of their degree.
I don't know if you're supposed to be a teenager or not in this one. You definitely look younger than the other ones, but you don't look like a kid. You think they would bring someone with some astronauting experience.
Yeah, no, they're just like, we need a young adult on this mission so that we look hip and cool.
So, you and Dr. Vivaldi detach from the Aloha in Signet 1, gliding down close to the surface of the third planet, and follow a ridge of mountains. You look down on both sides, searching for signs of life. Wait, Dr. Vivaldi says. This is exciting. The Signet sensors are reporting electrical emanations from those gray cliffs. You land immediately on the ridge, and both of you climb out of the shuttlecraft. Nearby, you spot a trail leading to the base of a cliff. You follow it a short way and come upon the opening of a cave. You cautiously step inside. You're inside a huge cavern that is dimly illuminated by amber light coming from some phosphorescent material on the walls.
Ooh.
You're in the Cave of Time!
Oh, fuck! No. Not again!
Turn to page, the first book.
I refuse to go into any other, parts of the cave. I'm doing what I did last time, and I'm minding my own business. Phosphorescent, probably fungi. Should scrape some walls. That sounds...
As you continue on into the cave, Dr. Vivaldi suddenly grabs your arm. Look, the floor has been smoothed out along a wide strip as if for a roadway, she says. Look back there, on your right. You see those cracks on that smooth wall? I think it's a door. And look ahead, you say. Cave art! The caves are covered in drawings of strange creatures, unlike any you've seen. Extraordinary.
Oh, God. Is this going to turn into Mountains of Badness?
Yes, that's what
we're going to run into some giant eyeless penguins in here.
Well, no, we're going to spend 30 out of the 80-something pages reading the backstory.
Yeah.
And then we run into something.
Yeah, and then things get real.
For only 10 pages, and then we just kind of...
And then we run away.
Yeah.
And never speak of it again.
Extraordinary, Dr. Vivaldi said. Shall we continue on or go back and try to open this door? And this is when, this is where you can either continue on and turn to page 85, or let's try that door. You turn to page 90.
Let me think. What do you think, Meester? What are your thoughts? What are your feelings? Where do you think we should go, buddy?
Is
We open
Mister the
door?
orange boy or the
Yeah.
black-haired boy?
He's the orange. He's the big boy.
Well, orange cats tend to run into things.
Yeah. Go through. Okay, let's go through the door.
Okay, let's door.
Oh, thank you, sweet.
You return to the door. Dr. Vivaldi presses against it firmly, and it swings open. You see before you an enormous room, completely white and filled with electronic equipment.
Whoa!
No signs of life. No signs of life. Just an automatic control center of some kind. Vivaldi says, as you walk along past the banks of machines, the purpose of which you can only guess at. Suddenly, Dr. Vivaldi stumbles and falls. She cannot get up. She looks very pale. You begin to get dizzy yourself. Vivaldi looks up at you. Radiation, she says. Already checked it. You reply. Do a microorganism scan. You're shaking and are barely able to set up your scanner. Too weak to stand up any longer. You sit down next to Dr. Vivaldi. Together you examine the data. Oh, there it is, Vivaldi says, in a feeble voice. There's bacteria here, of a type unknown to Earth. Their purpose is to protect this equipment from mold, insects, rats, fungi, anything that might interfere, including alien species just like you and me. Vivaldi falls unconscious, and in a moment, so do you. The end.
Whoa, shit.
Ooh. So, yeah, that sucks.
Yeah. Dang, I should have minded my business.
Damn.
Damn.
If only you just heard of minding your own fucking business.
Meester, this is all your fault.
Well, orange cats don't know how to mind their own business, so.
He has a very sweet face, so I forgive.
Well, instead, we're gonna just walk forward.
Yeah, just keep going. Maybe we'll run into some abominations. I hope at the end there's Shoggoths.
You continue on. Soon you come up to what seems to be a spaceship. It's half the size of Aloha, and every part appears to be made of crystal. A door opens, and you cautiously enter. Within a few moments, lights flash on, and you hear the hum of electronic equipment. A display lights up. You and Dr. Vivaldi watch in amazement as a movie starts to play on the screen. First, it shows Altair, its planets, then a close-up of the third planet. When the camera sweeps across the planet's surface, flashing lights grow brighter and brighter on the screen until they hurt your eyes. Then the film shows dozens of spaceships taking off, then a shot of the cave, then a single ship flying out of the cave and into space. What are you messing with?
I'm eating.
Move it away from the mic, because I'm here. I'm picking it up loud and clear.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Flying out of the cave and into space. Finally, a diagram of a star surrounded by planets. The movie ends. The screen flashes. A mass of 12 dots. Then 11. Then 10. Then 9. This ship is going to take off, Dr. Vivaldi said. But if we don't get off of it right now, it will take off with us in it.
Oh.
You start to head for the door, but Dr. Vivaldi grabs your arms. We are explorers, she says. We may find out a great deal more by staying on this ship than by leaving it. If you stay aboard, turn to page 88. If you leave the ship, then turn to page 103. Now, I do want to point out here, you're a young man. You have an intelligent liar with you. This is a setup for a sci-fi movie that turns into a rom-com.
It's true. It's true.
You can't do that with an old man and a guy who doesn't like water planets. Barely likes Earth because there's so much water on it.
Yeah. Let's stay on the ship.
Okay. So we're going to turn to page 88.
Oh.
Within a few minutes, the crystal ship is heading towards outer space. You signal the Aloha. The ship radios that the Aloha will follow the crystal ship. Oh, cool. I get to use my voice changer.
Yay!
Activate hypertime drive.
The next thing you know, Altair is so far away it looks like any other super bright star. There's a printout on the screen.
Hypertime drive destroyed by antimatter storm. Time to new planet 650 years. Human lifespan insufficient for voyage.
How will we survive?
Hibernation chamber. Available survival chance for alien travelers 99.7%. For humans, insufficient data. Delay in hibernation decreases chances for survival.
The aliens, you say? That must be the people who built the ship. Dr. Vivaldi tries to hibernate. She enters the chamber, and in a few minutes seems to be sleeping peacefully. You're tempted to follow, but there's no sign of the Aloha, and you are anxious to learn whether it survived the antimatter storm. If it did, you can make contact. Perhaps it can rescue you. If you try to contact the Aloha, turn to page 112. If you enter the hibernation chamber, turn to page 116.
Let's go to the
Or the hibernation?
Or hibernation. Sorry, what?
We're really just saying fuck you to those guys, aren't we?
Yeah. What were their names? I don't know. Captain, and there was also a robot, I guess.
I want to see what happened with the robot. Like, I mean, imagine if you got on this wonderful space-time adventure with a robot.
No, damn.
I know. You take a last look around, thank the computer for its help, then step into the hibernation chamber. Sunlight floods through the window of your ship. You rub your eyes and stretch, trying to remember where you are, and when it is, and even who you are. The sun is here. The sun here is not super brilliant white disk of Altair. It looks more like Earth's sun. You notice a familiar figure looking down on you. It's Dr. Vivaldi. She helps you out of your hibernation chamber, and you wonder about the ship, peering out the windows at your new surroundings. A fresh breeze blows in. A bird that looks like a blue jay flies at you. You see a small animal running on the ground. It looks like a chipmunk. I'm very happy you are awake, Vivaldi says. We're on a new planet. The computer says the computer was badly damaged when we landed, so we're on our own. Somewhere, sometime. You hardly hear what she's saying because you're lost in thought, staring down at a crumpled tin can on the ground, which you clearly see says Soylent Green. I'm joking, it says Coca-Cola, but it'd be real funny if it was like human blood. You're on Vampire Earth. Oh no!
Ah!
Vampire Earth. Why is it so bright?
Yeah, what the fuck?
But yeah, the end.
Ah, dang.
I don't that that would have more like punch to it if it was, I don't know, if there was more build up to it. Like maybe we explored the planet a little bit more or something.
Yeah,
like you can't.
We just got on a crystal ship and then went back home.
Yeah, like that's all that happened.
we go back to the place we launched. They're like, you've been gone for 3 months. So how did you get back? Where's everybody else? You're like, I don't know. We said fuck it to those nerds and left. We brought back some alien technology.
Yeah, like the whole seeing the sunken Statue of Liberty, and yelling, you damn dirty apes. You can't do that unless you thought you were on an alien planet.
You're fully expecting it though as you're cresting a hill, but then it's just there, nothing's different. You're like, oh.
Oh, okay. It's still there. Okay, let's try to talk to the Aloha instead. You desperately try to locate the Aloha with the crystal ship's radio telescope. Meanwhile, the computer provides you with information about life on the third planet from Altair. You learn about the crystal ship and that it was indeed built by aliens who were the gifted inhabitants of the third planet. They lived on the land and under the sea and even in a city in the sky. Years ago, they discovered that antimatter might annihilate Altair and all its planets, so they left the Altair system with the crystal ships. In a few hours, the computer told you everything you'd want to know about the third planet. And now there's little for you to do except look out at the stars and continue to monitor the radio telescope. Dr. Vivaldi is still sleeping peacefully, and you begin to think more and more about entering the hibernation chamber. The computer, when consulted about hibernation, tells you only that to maximize your chances of survival, you must enter the chamber immediately. Yet you feel like you must wait just a little longer, and you'll surely be able to locate the Aloha. You really only have one choice because the other one is 116, the one we just did. And that's 104. You keep on trying to contact the Aloha.
Yeah.
The hours stretch into days, and the days stretch into weeks, and you have waited so long that the computer tells you that your chances of surviving hibernation are nearly zero. Your only hope is that somehow your crystal ship will reach the new planet before you grow old and die. Or you will at last find the Aloha. Or something that will fix the ship's hyper-time device. The months go by and nothing changes. You grow more and more depressed as you sit and wait, and finally disoriented you by the fucking hell, Buck. Okay, sorry. God damn, Buck. Oh. Okay. Finally, distorted by the incredible loneliness of outer space, you lose all will to survive the end.
Damn!
Fuck,
Also,
do you space yourself?
Also, why are you still doing it after months? I would have given up after, an hour. I've been like, fuck this. I'm going to bed.
I'm suggesting cannibalism, 3 days into the survival thing.
Vivaldi, I have to eat you. Why? Because
Vivaldi, I know we have 2 years worth of rations, but if I eat you now, I have 4 years. So. God damn. Way to just
oof.
Just take out the incredible loneliness of outer space. Just take out of outer space. You got a lot of people right now. Just like that.
Yeah.
Ooh, fuck.
Damn.
Ooh. Okay, that one was a toughie. Okay, well, let's go back to page 88. Let me remind myself what that was for. No, okay, so you leave the ship instead. We go to page 103 instead.
Oh yeah, because we had the option to not get up or not to stay on Christmas.
Please give us a moment. You say. We come in friendship. We'll make yourselves known to us, and we'll have much to learn from each other. Oh wait, Bob, that's bad. Okay, never mind. I read the wrong one. You leave the crystal ship, and after a moment's hesitation, Dr. Vivaldi follows you. The ship's door shuts behind you, and somehow you'll know it'll never open for you again. Follow me, Dr. Vivaldi says. Perhaps there are other life forms nearby. You follow her deeper into the cavern, and you finally enter a tunnel that winds upwards to the surface. You do not meet any beings, but you only sense their presence. The land outside the cave is barren and strewn with boulders. The sky is filled with red-orange light. The sun star Altair is hidden behind a bank of gray clouds. You fire an emergency/distress rocket, then another. In less than an hour, the Signet 2 coasts in to a landing. You're soon safely aboard the Aloha, and the captain listens to your story. Then he tells you that just before your return, the computer tracked a spaceship leaving the planet. A few minutes later, the Aloha leaves orbit in pursuit of the ship. Your visit to the third planet from Altair has ended, and a new quest has begun. The end. Faith, you're really good at just choosing the side where they clearly don't want to tell a story. You're so good at it.
I'm like, fuck it, let's go home.
How do you always choose the ones that's just let's go home?
At this time I wasn't minding my business. So I don't know.
It's either let's go home or let's get so lonely that we're suicidal.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go all the way back to the choosing who we're going to take with us.
Oh, yeah.
So 9. So do you want to go with Old Man Pickens? Or do you want to go with Blue Nose? the robot.
Robot.
Robot buddy. Robot buddy.
Robot.
Okay, so I'm going to turn to page 16. With Blue Nose positioned for launching, you drop down to the surface of the third planet and cruise along the seacoast. Soon you notice the rippling water where two currents collide, an ideal place to look for sea life. You land the Signet and on the surface of the ocean and lower Blue Nose over the side. As the robot descends, you are startled and observe some large shadowy objects moving beneath the surface of the water.
Ooh.
Blue Nose begins to wobble as it moves. One of its stabilizing units have malfunctioned. Your sensors report that a sudden electrical surge had burnt out some of its circuits. Oh no. If you let Blue Nose continue to explore, turn to page 30. If you retire Blue Nose and continue cruising along the coast, turn to page 33. I don't know why you'd be cruising. You don't know if there's any life on this planet.
Yeah.
And why would they be interested in you?
Yeah.
I meant that in the cruising as in like dogging, as the UK people would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let-
Cruising for anonymous sex. That's what I'm talking about.
I like how our robot already fucking broke.
Yeah. Do you want to let the robot do its job but badly, or do you want to...
I'll let it do its job.
Several large objects are moving close to the Blue Nose. On your display screen, you can see the robot diving swiftly to escape them. Suddenly, your screen goes black. A few minutes later, Blue Nose bobs up to the surface, and when you pull it aboard, you see that every one of its circuits have been burnt out. Could Blue Nose been shocked by a huge electrical fish? Or did it breach the defense of some intelligent life form? The only way you can find out is by descending to the ocean floor in your diving bubble. The surface of the water is calm, but massive black clouds loom over the horizon. In strange flashes of pink light dances above the waves. This might not be a good time to leave the Signet. If you dive, turn to page 41. If you do not, turn to page 51.
No, I'm staying on the...
So, yeah, let's not go into the thing that's actively trying to murder you.
Yeah, I want to watch the pink lightning.
Yeah, lightning definitely never killed anyone.
Yeah.
Lightning's only helped people.
Yeah. Like Frankenstein. Or even better, it's contemporary. Frankenweenie.
Actually, Frankenstein's monster.
Yeah, well, Frankenweenie is the superior story, and I do mean the original 1980 short.
Yeah. Oh. At this moment, the ocean of the third planet seems a forbidding place. You suspect that there's more lost than gained by staying in it. You blast off and return to the Aloha at top speed. The captain is distressed to hear that Blue Nose was put out of action. He directs you to go to with Dr. Vivaldi, so this one loops.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's dive, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh,
I can't wait to get electrocuted. Whee!
You enter your diving bubble and descend rapidly into the ocean depths. Within a few moments, your sensors report electrical charges. You can only see oily blobs moving in the water. Further down, a large, frightening-looking fish heads towards you. Suddenly, it stops swimming and floating aimlessly, dead. The blobs encircle their victim and join into one huge blob, silently consuming the prey. Your sensors warn of other objects approaching. You want to take back as full a report as possible on your ocean exploration, and you feel fairly safe with your laser weapon. On the other hand, the blobs are nothing like what you've ever encountered on Earth or in space. It may be more prudent to get away from them at once. If you decide to keep exploring, turn to page 53. If you surface immediately and return to the Signet, turn to page 109.
No, I want to go deeper.
Okay.
They're ignoring me.
Make them pay attention to me. As you explore an ocean ridge, a cluster of blobs approach. You blast away with your laser. The blob fizzles and melts, dissolving into the surrounding water.
Whoa.
You continue on, following a long, curving formation of what looks like brown coral lying to the port side of your diving bubble. You glance starboard and see similar formation, and that was there a few moments before. Behind you is another brown, curving form. You activate the emergency ascent device. Your bubble rises rapidly into an oily brown mass of a hungry blob.
Whoa.
The end. Dun, dun, da. Okay. Well, so if you do the thing, which makes more sense, and you leave.
Yeah, you just fucking leave, which is normally my way of handling things. By the way, while we were on vacation, we were talking about that, and apparently I did that as a child as well.
Oh.
Apparently, if I didn't want to be at, like, a family gathering, I would just leave. No wonder my relatives thought I was such a weird child. I wouldn't talk to anybody, and I'd just fucking leave.
I mean, that's better than a lot of... That's probably better, use of your time. You quickly surface. The blobs are repulsive to you, and their ability to join into one organism fascinates you. Could they be an intelligent life form? The data you collected should be analyzed right away by the sophisticated computer on the Aloha. You return to the signet and radio the captain that you're returning to the ship. Turn to page 34. You take off immediately. As you streak through the stratosphere, you are startled to see the whole sky is bathed in a orange, flickering glow. The signet small computer flashes danger signals. The Aloha should be coming into view now, but it's gone. The flickering light subsides, but you fear that it may flare up again. If you decide to return to the surface of the third planet and seek refuge, turn to page 21. If you decide to remain in orbit and wait for the Aloha, turn to page 40.
I'm gonna wait for return to orbit and wait for Aloha, or return to orbit or wait for...
No, it's both. You're just in orbit and you're waiting.
Okay. Yeah, I'll wait for the Aloha.
Yeah, that is technically the smart thing to do until otherwise.
We've talked about this. If you're lost in the woods, stay where you're at.
Yeah. Unless you're going to choose your own adventure book, and then they normally, say, well, fuck you for trying to be safe. As you wait a stationary orbit, you're relieved to see a spaceship on your radar screen, but you're unable to make radio contact with it. Watching it through the port, you're amazed to see a gleaming silver object approach. But it's not the Aloha. The alien vessel is shaped like a perfect cylinder. Though it's not as big as a star tanker, it maneuvers like a helicopter. It turns slowly and hovers near your tiny craft. You watch helplessly as a 30-meter-long section of the ship slides back. You pull your emergency acceleration lever, but your circuits are dead. The signet is drawn irresistibly into the huge spaceship, and the huge door closes silently behind you. Suddenly, the compartment is brightly illuminated. Several four-legged creatures walk towards the signet. They have a frightening appearance, but they're raising their antennae in what seems to be a gesture of friendship. The end.
Oh, we made friends!
Hopefully.
We did it!
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully you did.
I'm gonna teach these aliens the power of friendship.
I'm gonna fuck them. No.
I was gonna say, or the power of homicide.
I'm gonna teach you the ways that humans make love.
I'm gonna either teach you the power of pack bonding or psychological warfare. Depending on if you want to be my friend or not. No, there is not an in-between.
Okay, so, here's the last thing we're gonna do for this episode. So, you begin your descent. So this is if you go to the third planet again. You begin your descent. For a time, the third planet atmosphere is fairly calm, but then you find yourself crash diving into what seems to be hundreds of thunder and lightning storms. Visibility is 0 in the driving hail and sleet. You begin to lose power. The presentation screen shows only a blurred, flickering image. Your radar is out. Your altimeter gauge is fluctuating wildly. A violent wind had carried you over the mountains. Temperature is dropping rapidly. Then you hear a thump. Now there's nothing than blackness ahead. You decelerate rapidly. All is quiet. To the rear you can see a long tunnel at the end of which is a gray disk. A patch of clouds. You're buried in deep snow. Your radio is burnt out. but you have cold weather gear and plenty of provisions. You probably can make your way through the tunnel and out of the mountain. Your greatest fear is that you'll never see another human again. The end. Damn, this one pulls out, does not pull any, like, punches.
They're like, you're dead and you die alone.
Well, yeah, that's it. We'll get here. God, I'm so yawny. We're gonna do a second part to this book. We'll start with, I guess, hanging out with Pickens instead.
The old man.
Yeah, the old man. Wait, there's another thing. What's there? Oh, there's one other ending. There's one other ending we haven't done yet on this one. This is if you just retrieve the Blue Nose and you go...
Oh, right, yes.
Yeah. You retrieve Blue Nose and Signet lifts off from the surface of the planet. You cruise along the coastline and you notice a small crevasse, as if an earthquake had opened a crack in the planet's crust. You veer towards it and descend into the narrow canyon. The walls, which are all tiers of bright, jagged rock, streaks through with vivid reds and oranges. Suddenly, a spark flashes around your ship equipment. The Signet's electronic controls cease to function. You begin to plummet. You work your manual controls for emergency glide descent. The Signet's nose slowly tilts upwards, and you glide down through the canyon at frightening speeds. Now, only a narrow ribbon of light from the sky illuminates the depths of the canyon. You can see the ground coming up fast. You stall out at the right moment, land hard, and slide a couple of 100 meters. Lights come back on. Your electrical system is working again. You can hear the signals on your radio. The same ones beamed to Earth from this planet. You realize your quest had ended and just begun. The end.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, well. Yeah, we're done with this one for now.
Yes.
We'll start out hanging out with the old man. He'll probably, I don't know, like, actually be like a Nazi or something to, like, stab us and something, I don't know.
Always.
Yeah. Or something, I don't know. Well, a lot of things happen. Well, do you have anything you want to say about this before we end this episode?
Nope.
Okay, well, do the plugs, please.
You should go check out our previous podcast that we did together. It was called Over Innsmouth. This is where we read the complete works of H.P. Lovecraft. I believe in publication order, or was it writing? It's either publication or writing order. But yeah, we read pretty much all of his works, except for some that thankfully have not been really archived, like some of his poetry. We do audiobooks of most of them, and we do commentary as well on all of them. There's a couple that we never finished, because they were just too boring or racist, and it was a good time. We had a great time reading through all of them. There is a reason why he is so well known, for cosmic horror. But yeah, go check it out. Dagon, Nyarlathotep, and Color Out of Space were a couple of our favorites, personally, of his stories. And we had a lot of fun. I wasn't on the Dagon episode, but I did read as well. And listen to the episode. So yeah, go check out those. Those are, I think, were like our top 3 stories as well. We also ranked everything. But yeah, Over Innsmouth is what the podcast is called.
Yeah, so this has been Turn to Your Doom, and I don't know, like, maybe you should just go home, take a nap.
Go take a little nap.
Yeah, that's fine.
Go take a little nap.
Yeah, take a nap. Okay,
you
bye.
You deserve it. Bye.